Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, November 5th, and it is a cold and rainy day as we transition into fall. It's to be expected, but once again we had some really beautiful days this week, so I don't know, this weather's just oscillating up and down and sometimes making me really happy and sometimes making me hide in my basement. But it's good to have a basement to hide in. So I hope you're all doing well. Couple things I want to talk about today. One is that this is going to be the first video in a series of 3 videos where I discuss new choices for a holiday blend. And this is something that many of you guys do. I know Matches 860 just recently did his, and there's other guys that do this every year. It's something that I've been doing for a couple of years now as well. And we'll talk more about that. I've got 3 different blends that I'm going to be giving impressions of this year, and by the time I get through all those, I hope that I pick one that I will then continue to smoke for the holiday season. But before I get to that, I wanted to talk about something else briefly, and that is, I know a lot of you have been experiencing the same thing that I am. That there's just so many great videos coming out in the YTBC these days that it's impossible to watch them all, and I know, I understand that. I don't expect that everybody out there is watching my video every week. And I hope that you all understand that I can't watch every video that you put out. But I do try, to at least, sometimes I'll watch just a couple. Sorry about the jump cut there. It's furnace season, so I'm going to be dealing with that as I make videos. So I don't remember where I was earlier, sorry, but what I was trying to say is that I happened to come across a video by my friend Ali, the Great American Dock Piper, where he was talking about pipe and music, or Renzi. And I am subscribed to Renzi's channel. It's just been such an overload lately that I haven't really been following every video. And I did not realize the plight that he's in. Now, for those of you that don't know Renzi, he's a music teacher who lives in Venezuela, and he has his family there. And Venezuela has been through some real nightmarish times in recent days, certainly over the past several months. He has tried really hard to deal with the situation, and I assume in the hopes that it would resolve, but it's apparently gotten to the point where he's found it necessary for his own good and for the good of his family to try to leave the country. And that's obviously not a trivial thing to do. You can't just get up and jump on a train and leave the country. You've got lots of planning to do and finances to consider and so on. So he's in a tough spot right now, and Ali made a video to point us towards one of Renzi's videos where he explains this problem. And I will link down below, first off to Renzi's video, and also to the Great American Dock Piper's video, and finally to Pipe and Music, Renzi's channel. Because if you're not subscribed to both of those guys, you should be, and I'd really like you to take a look at Renzi's stuff. He is an excellent musician. I don't know how he characterizes himself. To me it sounds like jazz, but I've got very loose categorization of music. For me it's either rock, classical, jazz, or all the stuff I don't listen to. So he falls into the jazz category. And he has a CD, or a digital album download, that he is selling for just $10. It is fantastic. I bought it earlier this week, and I've listened to it probably 3 or 4 times now, all the way through. He plays a 5-string bass, and I think his son plays drums. I could be wrong about that, but there's a drummer, and that's it. There's no other instruments on this album. With the exception of one song where Renzi told me he does vocal work and he also plays a harmonica, and that's a very good song. It's really a highlight on the album. But the whole album is fantastic, and as you listen to this, you just can't believe that it's only those 2 instruments making this wonderful music. So if you're at all a fan of music, if you have taste eclectic enough to appreciate jazz, you owe it to yourself to get a copy of this album. It's only $10, and it's money well spent, and it goes to a really great cause. So again, I'll link below to Renzi's video where he explains how you can get this album. You just have to send PayPal $10, and if you're able to and willing, you know, kicking in a few extra dollars for him would, in this time where he really does need the help, would I'm sure be greatly appreciated. And I would greatly appreciate you all helping a good friend. So, thank you, God bless you, Renzi, and thank you, Ali, for bringing this to my attention and to more attention of the people in the YTPC. All right, so on to holiday tobaccos. So I have been for several years now toying with the idea that I'm going to find an aromatic that suits me. And so far I haven't been extremely successful at this. And a couple of years ago I said, that's it, I'm just not going to do this because I don't like them. You know, I try to smoke them. And I'm talking specifically about the American aromatics now. And as I've said many times, I've got this thing where I taste the chemical more than I taste the flavor. And that's true of any flavor, any artificially flavored things. So I can't drink flavored coffees or teas or anything like that either, because I don't taste, you know, other people will say, oh, this is great, it's caramel, and I'll taste it and it tastes like oily chemical. So it's one of the things I have to, one of the things I have to bear in life. But last year, a good friend of mine, and I won't give too much away about this because this is one of the tobaccos I'm going to talk about down the road, but a good friend of mine sent me a Sutliff aromatic, and he said, you got to try this. And I thought, it was amazing. It was really very, very good, and I'd never had an American aromatic that tasted quite this good. And by American, I mean, I'm using that, I made that term up, but I think of the American aromatics as being the ones that are very chemically enhanced and tend to be wet. And the European aromatics tend to use more natural flavorings, spices and things like that, at least in my limited experience. So forgive me if I'm using that term wrong. So anyway, I was really impressed with this Sutliff aromatic, and recently I think Pipes and Cigars had a, no, it was Smoking Pipes, had a special where it was 20% off all Sutliff bulk. And I thought, okay, I'll try a few things and we'll see if we can find a new holiday blend. So here we go again. So today I've got my Hercules Savinelli second giant pipe here, which turns out this shape, for me at least, is really bringing out more flavoring in these blends. And what I am smoking in this pipe is Sutliff Christmas Spice. Hope you could see that. I couldn't see through the bag. Yeah, Sutliff Christmas Spice. And this is, according to Tobacco Reviews, it's a Virginia Burley and Black Cavendish blend. And yeah, it's a mixture of both dark and light leaf. Definitely Burley and Cavendish. There's probably a bit of bright Virginia in there. And it is topped with caramel, vanilla, and cinnamon. And it's called Christmas Spice, so how could you go wrong, right? Well, I'll say this for it. It's not bad. It's, you know, I've had many aromatics that were much worse than this. And again, this is just my opinion as someone that can't tolerate very many aromatics. You always have to take my opinion on aromatics with a huge grain of salt. But it's not terrible. On the first light, you get a lot of the cinnamon. Which is what I was hoping for. But as the bowl progresses, it becomes very Very sweet. That caramel and vanilla work together and make almost a, I mean, the best I can explain it is it's a toasted marshmallow type flavor. But a sweet toasted marshmallow, almost as if you toasted a marshmallow and then dunked it in sugar. The underlying tobacco is, in my opinion, just kind of, eh. It's it's okay. It's a good vehicle for the flavoring. It's definitely, there's barley and the black Cavendish is there to kind of smooth that out a bit, and it just, I think it smooths it out a little bit too much in this case. I don't detect any of the Virginia, unless that's where the sweetness is coming from. And I guess that's possible, although it's a really sweetness. It doesn't seem like that Virginia sweetness. And I get the burley in terms of the mouthfeel and in terms of the just the way the smoke's behaving. I'm not really tasting, nutty, earthy burley. I know it's there, but I can't pull that out. So what I would say about this is, and I've had, this is probably my 5th bowl of this. I've been trying to work these in over time. By the way, another reason that I picked these up is that the black Cavendishes tend to be lower in nicotine, so I thought maybe I could be a bit more free with smoking them. I don't know if I can or I can't, but I have been. So the room note is apparently pleasant. I asked my wife; she said she didn't care. So yeah, if you're a guy that's really into aromatics and the flavoring is what gets you, this might be a great blend for you. If you're somebody that really likes tobacco and you're looking for a good burley with some topping on it, I would stay away from this. It's disappointing. I should have mentioned the smell in the bag is definitely of cinnamon and vanilla. Yeah, it's got a very nice note in the bag, but it just doesn't translate well to the pipe. But I will say that it's not goopy. It doesn't bite. It smokes very well. I don't need a lot of relights when I'm smoking it and not talking a mile a minute. So I think it's a well executed product. It's just that for me, I want more tobacco flavor in my blend, and I would really like something that accentuated that cinnamon a bit more, brought out the spiciness a bit more. Whereas this is just kind of more like a sweet, again, marshmallowy kind of flavor. So if that sounds like something you would like, I would highly recommend it for you. But if you're like me and you want more of a tobacco with flavor rather than a flavoring with tobacco, I'd stay away from this one. So, one down. We won't be smoking Christmas spice on Christmas Day. But I'm glad I tried it. And I will say, as I'll tell you the story when we get to the other tobacco. But as this person said to me, Sutliff makes some really good quality products, and I had not really thought of them that way because I've had some really bad stuff from Sutliff. But the truth is, they make a lot of stuff that is really quite good, and this is not a poor quality. It's just not to my liking. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. We'll take Christmas Spice off the list, and we've got 2 more to go, and I will reveal them in turn over the next couple of weeks. Okay, updates, and actually the next couple of weeks is in question, so I'll explain all that. So first off, the giveaway is going really well. I think I've got 6 or 7 video entries now, and a whole bunch, maybe 14 or so entries in the comments section. If you haven't entered or you want to, there's plenty of time. We're going to run this until December 3rd, I believe, is the first Sunday in December. So I'm going to close the contest at midnight on December 2nd, midnight Eastern Standard Time. And I'll do the drawing on December 3rd, Sunday, during my normal weekend chat video. It's an easy contest to enter. I'll link to it above and below in case you missed the video. And the goal of this contest is simply to help build the YTPC. So I really hope that you all can take a look at it, and it's an easy one. So please try to enter if you can. Oh, and there's some nice prizes, I think. So that always helps, doesn't it? Now, in personal news, shop news, future video news, etc., etc. So, my wife and I are going to be going away the week of Thanksgiving to visit some family, and I knew that. I had already planned for that. And I thought I would try to maybe make an extra video this coming week so that I had something to post that week. I also had a business trip planned this coming week that I thought was going to be a one night. I was going to leave, come back the next day. Unfortunately, things have changed, and that's turned into a whole week that I'm going to be away. So I actually will leave. I'll be gone next weekend, and I won't be back until the following Thursday, I think. And then I'll be here until the weekend, so 2 days, and then we're traveling for the holiday week. So I'm not going to be here very much in November, is what it comes down to. And it's odd because, I'm at work. We're racing to the end of the year right now. All the year-end stuff is happening, and I'm, all of a sudden, most of November has evaporated from me. So I just lost like half of the time that I thought I was going to have for the rest of the year. But that's okay. It'll be enjoyable. It's a scientific conference that I'll be attending next week, and look forward to that. And it's always good to see friends and family. So the bottom line here is that the videos may not be coming over the next couple of weeks. I'll definitely try to get something out between now and Thanksgiving. And, I'll be back at it right after Thanksgiving. But I don't know what's going to happen next weekend yet. I'll just have to see how much time I have to try to put something in the can between now and then. So that's about everything I wanted to say. I can't recommend Christmas Spice, but if you want to try it, please go right ahead. You might like it. Be sure to check out Pipe and Music, and if you can, give them some help. Buy a CD. It's money well spent. And say hi to the Great American Dock Piper while you're at it. All right, folks. Keep the video entries coming. Keep the comment entries coming in the contest. I'll look forward to those. And I will wish you all the best for the coming week. And until we speak again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.